Hello, my Wandering Soul family. I hope you are all doing well out there. This is going to be a collective tarot reading for those who chose Soul Path 3 in last week's Pick a Card tarot reading. And if you haven't checked that out yet, I will leave the link up top here, as well as in the description box if you would like to watch that first before getting deeper into the messages today. So we're going to dive right in. And what I have done is pulled the 3 cards that I found to be the most interesting, and we're going to break those out in a little more detail. Let me know how this resonates in the comments, and if you would like to see more of these Pick a Card tarot readings with collective reading deep dives. So, let's get some more information for you, my dear collective. Now, just a quick recap of what we talked about in Soul Path 3, if you don't want to go watch that, or if you can't quite remember. You chose the body card, and with that, there was a lot of reference to listening to the body, getting into the body, clearing blockages. With the 10 of Wands, this was your current energy, as it related to your nervous system. And the 10 of Wands can be a bit of a burnout, fatigue, physical, mental exhaustion, or not having a lot of energy for the things that you want to aspire to. So it's like you've run out of steam and you are seeing this goal from afar, quite possibly not having enough left to kind of push yourself there, maybe feeling burdened or bogged down. These are new messages that are coming through right now in relation to this 10 of Wands. But we'll definitely get more details with the cards today. But fatigue, I feel fatigue and exhaustion, taking on too much and not feeling like you have enough motivation or energy to go after the things that you would like to achieve or aspire to. And in the position of engaging with this energy, so really paying attention to this energy and learning how to move with it, understanding it on a deeper level, there was a lot of messages about retreating from social engagements, social obligations, isolation, but not in a negative way. This is kind of retracting back into finding spaces to be able to replenish, refresh, renew your energy, which almost came back to that body card of finding that space. And what I'm finding really interesting with this body card is that there's a lot of static around this person. So notice that there is an outline around this person. This feels very protective. This feels like there's a block to the noise. And so I almost wonder if there are ways in which you can explore doing that for yourself, because there could be a lot of things going on. And I did mention in the reading that I felt like you were quite a busy person. So that could be something to consider, lean into. Now, the King of Wands came out as our first card here, but I'm going to get all the cards on the table and then we will talk about it. We're going to get 5 in total here. You have a lot of wands. See, there's a progression here. I'll just say that. But there's a ton of wands energy. You are so ambitious, possibly very creative. You have really big visions for what you expect of yourself, you would like to achieve in your career or your life. Okay. So 10 of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Now, I'm not sure if I should take that for clarifying for the body card, or maybe we should pull a fresh new oracle card for that. Yes, I think that's what we'll do. But first, let's talk about all of this Wands energy. Well, based on what the cards are telling me, this has been a progression, getting to this 10 of Wands point where you feel like you can't go any further because you're exhausted, you're tired, you're burned out, you've just got too much going on. I feel that you are, like I said, a very ambitious person. You have a lot of aspirations and expectations of yourself, but possibly also others as well. And you are maybe in a position where you have to lead. So there's a lot of responsibilities that you have to take care of. I'm thinking somebody who has children or a family to take care of, maybe dogs if that's your thing. But you're also running a business. You are also needing to be responsible to your employees, to even yourself if you're a solopreneur. And there's just a lot going on. So this may be something that has crept up on you without you realizing it. And now your body is telling you, hey, something needs to change here because it's no longer sustainable. As the King of Wands, slowing down, stopping, reviewing, not achieving, or closing loops, it might be challenging. But this recovery, rest, or even retraction that is happening may be necessary for what's next. But if anything, for your own well-being. So take some time, whether it's a couple hours, half an hour each day, if it's a few days. And I want you to consider what you don't have to do on your own. Where can you maybe get some assistance? Or where can you allow others to take on their responsibility for what they need to do? Also think about what tasks are really necessary right now. So of all the things that you're doing, what can wait? What can be put off? Or maybe even not done at all? And also, are the things that you're doing and involving yourself in, whatever you're putting your energy towards, are those things aligned with how you want to feel? Now over here, we're kind of looking ahead to breaking out this energy of the Three of Cups, of what happens in this isolation where, okay, I'm fatigued, I'm going to listen to my body, I'm going to step back, I'm going to evaluate, ask questions, take time, take rest, and maybe remove myself from specific social engagements that I don't necessarily have to be at. So I'm kind of looking, I don't want to say in the future, I'm looking for possibilities of more details of if you engage with this energy and what might occur. So we have a lot of 9s here. We have 3 out of 4 9s, which tells me something pretty significant. This tells me that this could be you pressuring yourself. This could be you having a belief or a story about something here, about what it means to achieve, what it means to complete, what it means to take everything on, maybe even help others to your detriment. So you're sacrificing yourself and the things that you might want to achieve for others. And 9s are how we deal with that specific resource. So the Wands will be about how you manage your energy, your focus. The 9 of Cups is how you manage your emotions, how you lean into your desires and joys, and ultimately how you feel fulfilled and satisfied within yourself. And the 9 of Swords is about how you manage your mental processes, how you learn, how you think, how you speak to yourself, how you communicate, which tells me that there could be some shadow aspects to this embracing of slowing down and saying no to certain social engagements or pulling away from certain social engagements. And this could be within business or within your life as well. And so I feel that once you engage with it, there could be a fear of how am I going to find fulfillment? Are the stresses and anxieties going to come roaring in? So there could be a fear with that, but it could also illuminate something pretty significant for you here. It could illuminate how unstressed you are. The 9 of Swords in reverse is releasing stress and not worrying as much. So it's almost as if once you engage with stepping away and taking tasks off your plate and simplifying and having more balance between the ambition and the rest energy or the rejuvenation energy, of not overcommitting yourself, essentially, you're going to start to feel like there's less stress in your life. There's almost more ease. There's even less noise, less mental clutter. And this could also be the practices that you will engage in this space, this downtime, this void, if you will. Now, the Nine of Cups in reverse here is telling me that there may also be something being illuminated here about how you feel about yourself, how proud you are about yourself, whether you'll feel fulfilled when you're not actively achieving or pursuing something. What does desire and joy look like outside of your pursuits and the things that you actively engage with? So we're going to get an oracle card for this body card. Let me know if this is hitting home for you. And bottom of the deck is discernment and self-worth. I haven't shuffled it yet, but is your worth tied up to how much you can achieve? And what kind of discernment are you using in this process of taking on tasks, of using your energy? Are the things that you are moving towards something that you are genuinely excited about, passionate about? Or are they pieces and parts of other people's desires, dreams, aspirations? It's just a check in there. So body. Society and rules. Okay. I don't know if that really helps us. Infinity and reinvention. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that is actually pretty fascinating now that I'm looking at this a little more. You know, there's something about you connecting with parts of yourself that feel authentically yours. And that's interesting. You know, checking in with your body is a good indicator, or at least getting into your body when you are in this energy of overthinking and trying to be logical and trying to make a decision. Oftentimes the answers can lie within our body. And working with the body, balancing those energies, stretching, moving, all of those things can really help us connect with something deep within us. So I still feel that that is a valid thing to explore, but when it comes to these two cards together, body and dress, I feel like this one we're seeing like underneath the, I don't want to say mask because I don't think that is, we're seeing underneath the dress. We're getting some X-ray vision into your core, into your spirit, into your soul. And that's kind of an interesting message that's coming through with that, because the dress tells me that there's something about rules of I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do it in this way and I have to be a certain identity and wear a certain dress or mask or clothing that doesn't feel quite aligned. And clothing and mask I'm using very metaphorically here. But it's almost as if there's something underneath that feels more true. And so that's where I'm going to go with that guidance today, my friends, is, well, first of all, looking underneath, you know, the reasons of why you might be doing something, checking in with if that's still the correct decision and if everything that you're doing is in alignment and focused on that particular target, or are you kind of scattered around and doing too much. But I feel this is also a really important thing is what you are achieving, is what you are moving to, is that something that feels authentically yours in your heart of hearts, underneath all of the expectations, the obligations, the things that you feel you're required to do? Is that true to your soul and spirit? And then that is the beginning of a new journey. So, where do we go from here? I do think this is a reinvention, but I do want to know where to go from here. Where do we go from here? Get back to your roots of why you're doing something. What are you being influenced by? Why? Looking for support? I didn't want to cover anything up, but I'm running out of room. Sorry, King. And one more. And 17 is a star card in the traditional tarot. So I feel like leaning towards your purpose, getting back to the roots of what you want to do and why you want to do it. But maybe not even knowing what you want to do, just what feels exciting and purposeful for you. Deception and bad influences. That's really interesting. The bottom of the deck there. So there's somebody in your midst that doesn't have your best interests at heart. I'll just leave that there. I don't want to get too far down that road. Wealth and prosperity. Ooh, that's interesting. So there's something about, feeling nourished. I feel like you want to feel nourished in what you're doing. And maybe you don't feel that way. So wealth doesn't necessarily mean financial wealth, although that could be part of it. Wealth can be a feeling, can be abundance of, look at the freedom that I have or the lifestyle that I have because of this. You know, you may not be rich and have, a 7-figure business, but maybe you have a lifestyle that really suits your business or your career path and vice versa. Or maybe you just live a lifestyle that feels wealthy. And that's how you lean into a soul-led journey. If you would like support on any of this, my friends, I am opening my intuitive coaching sessions very, very soon. And I do offer personal tarot readings. The personal tarot readings are great if you want to get specific information on your personal situation. But the coaching is more of an ongoing process where we take insights from tarot or what you already know, and we start asking those tough questions, putting things into action, and start experimenting with what could be, breaking beyond those barriers, those limitations, to step into something that really feels exciting and activating and empowering for you. So if that's interesting to you, I will leave a link to sign up to my waitlist for those two things in the description box. And that is today's reflection. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. And subscribe if you want to continue exploring these messages with me. Remember, you're not here waiting for your future. You're here right now, creating it. I'll see you in your next reading.